Welcome back. If you've missed anything from the Speed and Sound 111 action, go and get your latest Speed and Sound magazine for all the reviews.
Once again, Hankook on board for 2014's Formula V season, and as you can see in the background, a big field of cars. However, the champion, crowned last year, is out. He's moved up to Nationals and won't be competing until later in the year. Second place in the championship, Jaco Schricks, with massive gearbox problems this morning. That's going to cost him dearly, which means it's probably going to be up to Greg Wilson, the man whose car we're sitting on right now, to take the first couple of rounds and make it his own. Let's go and find out from Greg what his plans are.
The first round's always interesting, see where all the guys are, what problems they're going to have, how much work they've done on their cars. So I think things will unfold in the race. The problems seem to have been sorted out on my closest competitors, so it's going to be a humdinger of a race.
Get those belts all tightened up and ready to go for race number 1 now in the Hankook Formula V Championship. On the line and joining me in commentary booth, he'll be in the car as well, Jaco Schricks, as they head down towards turn number 1. It's going to be tight stuff into turn 1. The champion is no longer involved in this championship. He's moved on to the Midas 1600s, but Formula Vs are in the house and 3x3 as they go into turn number 1. Man alive, what a start to the day's racing. But how's this? It's the old man of the mountains that's showing you boys the way around.
Yeah, great qualifying from Sim Krobler there. He pulled it out the bag, qualified on pole. Great one from him.
Yeah, that man has definitely got what it takes to get a Formula V around the circuit. And you can see just by the way he's getting away at the front end, it's going to be a tough day in the saddle for you guys as you head up into turn number 4, Castle Edge corner. And whoa, it looks like the teammates fighting hard to try and make your way through there. Yaks, it's not going to be easy, is it?
It's never easy, Greg. You know, this is V's. We all want to win the race. We give it our all.
Greg Wilson on to second spot there, but a little bit of ground to make up, as you said. And as they come through into the top of the hill for the very first time, I can tell you something, old man at the front end is definitely getting away, and he's certainly found something special here for round number 1. Hopefully you guys can close in on him, and that's exactly what's happening in the background as Wilson closes up as we head into the final corner there of Goldwagen and cross the line to complete lap number 1. This is how tight it gets in Formula Vs. The front 2 cars, then a bit of a gap, and it looks like your teammates got some work to do.
Yeah, we always, you know, chase hard. Yeah, Zwartkops a good circuit for our formula, and always provides for good racing.
So I like to see the fact they've got a couple of new drivers coming in for the 2014 season, and as they start to make their way through, it's of course going to be a bit of a tough one at the back end here. Talking to some of those new drivers, they're all in the fight there with Gert van den Berg. He's having a little bit of problems there. Ben Penoir, in fact, ahead of him and showing him the way around at the moment. But check this out. Have we got a change up in the lead? Yes, we have. Wilson's at the front and Sim's gone to second.
Yes, great slipstream there from Wilson. You know, our cars are very conducive to slipstreaming. We don't have the wings, you know, the aerodynamics on our cars are minimal. So the speed we carry allows for a lot of slipstreaming. Yeah, the other nice thing about it, of course, there's a couple of chassis involved in the championship. But more importantly, right now, as we see the rest of the field coming through Castle Edge and heading up to the top of the hill, running a bit wide, is the fact you've got Hankook tyres on now for the full season. They were on board last year, and of course, it's a whole different setup to what you had on the previous set of tyres that you used to run. It is very much a different setup. You know, these tyres are good. They last long. You know. So they're fairly consistent throughout the race, so we're quite happy with them.
I love the way that both the consistency is starting to show in your teammate and yourself. Gert van den Berg also starting to make his way through there. He makes a move on Lucian Ramchanda, one of our Indian drivers involved in this particular category, and he's been there for a while. Very talented youngster when it comes to single-seater racing, and you can see even having a go up on the inside and forcing a maneuver up past Michael Masnak. He had no answer to that whatsoever, but he tries to come back as they get onto the back straight again. Now back with the leaders as we head up into Castle Edge again. Wow, this is side-by-side action. And all of a sudden it's the two teammates fighting out with Wilson and Sim Krobler. And it looks like you've bridged that gap nicely, but how did you get up there so quickly? This is awesome stuff.
You know, when they're racing that closely, the pace slows down a little bit and it allows everyone to bunch up nicely again. This is for good racing.
Love the way he went around the outside there. That takes some serious cojones there, but it's made it stick into second place. Wilson now leads out. Schricks in second. Sim Krobler under massive pressure from Alan Holm, but in fact, as I say that, he lost a little bit of ground coming out of Kenwood Corner. And as they come into the final corner for the last time, Wilson's going to hang on. The checkered flag going to be waiting for him. Great drive from Schricks, my fellow commentator. He comes to the second place. Hopefully, he can get him higher up in the podium in race 2. And a super drive there from the old man. He takes third place. A little bit further back here, you can see it's not over yet, as Gert van den Berg is going to come through and take 8th place on the line. So confirmation of the results. Greg Wilson winning out over Jaco Schrick, Sim Krobler there in third place with Alan Holm and Peter Hills. Then it was Michael Masnack, Tristan Alfred, Gert van den Berg, Ben Pienaar, and in 10th place, Danny de Bruin.
Sim, everything went according to plan. At the beginning of the day, you're on pole position and looking good, but yeah, what a dust.
Yeah, we had a great race. Started off with a good quali. We set it up for a good race. Unfortunately, I never got it in the race, but maybe second race.
As we know, with the Hankook Extreme Festival, it's an outing for the entire family, and the kids get to have some fun and games right around the circuit and get right up and close to their favourite drivers. It's always lovely to see. The Zwartkops marshals have a lot of work to do in between the heats to make sure that we are good to go for race number 2. On the line and wait for the lights, down towards 1, and it's a super start from the two teammates. Schricks and Home getting a drop off the line, but Wilson goes with them, and around the outside, Sim Krobler, Peter Hills, a much better start from the Renexcon man as he heads down into Renexcon corner. And he's hard on the brakes as well. Look at that, locking up into his favourite corner. That's one way to get on TV. But sneaking through the inside, Masnack looking for a way through. Jaco Schrick's being forced wide. Wow, JC, not a great start to the race there for you, but a lot of work to do. You've come from further back than that. But at the front end, Wilson looks like he's opening up a bit of a margin, or is he? Because Sim Krobler is keeping him very, very honest.
Yeah, I battled a bit of a Gerlachs following on the start there, but Peter Hills made a great start, moved it into position there.
Home is having some hassles of his own as he finds himself behind Masnack and Gert van den Berg as they get up onto the brake markers. It's 4x4 into turn 5. How do we do that in single seaters? You don't want to be locking wheels in these machines, but you're going to end up on your roof and on your helmet.
Yeah, if you touch wheels in these things, you're going to go home on a trailer.
That is for sure. But they're still side by side. They haven't given up here. I can tell you something, Peter Hills and Sim Krobler, the two oldest men out there and the elderly statesmen in Formula V, are hanging in there like seasoned rookies. They are really giving it everything they can. No worries whatsoever. Van den Berg now under pressure as Alan Holm comes up on his inside, sneaking through into turn 1 and makes it stick perfectly done. Masnack trying to go with him. Unfortunately, just couldn't quite make it stick. Tristan Alfred, oh, hello. Little nose cone goes flying. That's Krobler's. Sim Krobler's lost his nose cone. A little tap between two of the cars there, and unfortunately that's going to affect him, I'm sure, in terms of aerodynamics.
It definitely does. You know, up to straight, you do feel the difference. He's going to lose a bit of top end there.
Wow, Masnack just missing that flying cone. Fortunately, didn't hit him in the helmet, but managed to keep it going. And now onto the brakes. You can see here is the difference in the aerodynamic package of those cars now. All of a sudden, two cars all over the back of Sim Krobler. He's going to have to drive really wily to make sure that those two don't get past.
Yes, great racing there from Hills and Home. Good car control over the oil spill there.
Heads up though, here comes Gert van den Berg. He's going to try 3x3 into the final turn. Doesn't look like that nose cone missing is affecting the old man that badly, but he's certainly not able to run at the front end. And Wilson seems to be getting away. What are you going to do to try and catch him? But you've got to like send that little fishing rod and reel him in, but
yeah, it's in the corners, you know. You've got to brake a little bit later, push a little bit harder, accelerate sooner. You know, you can make it up.
I think there's a good possibility we're going to see a change up here. Look at that. But further back, nice little battle there with Danny de Bruin. He finished top 10. He's just out of that top 10 right now, and hopefully he can make his way in on the inside of the turn there. Oh, and as I say that, I put commentator's curse on him. He's gone off. We've got Martin Singleton parked on the sideline, and we've got Danny de Bruin getting it sideways. All teammates, homeboys. Oh no, that's Alan Holm. He gets a little bit of pressure from his own teammate, but it looks like Wilson's gone missing. Yes, he has. Greg Wilson has gone missing. Something's gone wrong. There he is, parked on the sideline and out of race number 2. So it's a teammate battle at the front end. No team orders, eh?
None whatsoever, Greg.
Love that. That's the only way to go racing. Third place, though, is still a great drive from Sim Krobler. What a weekend this old man's had. And with the checkered flag waiting now, it's going to be last-ditch effort here, or are you going to hang tight? No, I think he's just going to hang tight. Alan Holm's going to take this victory. Schricks is going to come through for second place, and it's teammates 1 and 2 in race 2 of the Hankook Formula V's. A super drive, as I said, from Sim Krobler. Peter Hills will finish up in 4th place. And Michael Masnack comes through and flies the flag high for Reflex Solutions as his teammate was on the sideline. There's the confirmation of the top 5, a great effort from them. In 6th place, it's going to be Tristan Alfred, Ben Pienaar in 7th, Lucian Ramchanda ahead of Henk Swanepoel, and Danny de Bruin back in the top 10.
Yes, we had fantastic racing. I think our category as a whole today put up a really good show. The guys drove like gentlemen. We did well.